Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another video. Welcome to another edition of Midday Motivational Talk. Now, in this particular video, I wanted to talk about knowing your importance as a man. Knowing your importance as a righteous man in particular. Now, this video is more so geared towards the brothers. But let me put this disclaimer out there. In no way, shape, or form am I depleting or denouncing the woman's position. In no shape or form am I being misogynist or sexist or anything of that sort. And in no parts of this video will I be demeaning any women, because that's not necessary. Although I see a lot of brothers, when they teaching men, they find the need to demean the weaker vessel. I'm not about that whatsoever, all right? Because I understand and respect the position of the weaker vessel. I understand her power, her strength, her divine order. So let me just put that out there, because as always, anytime you're trying to empower your brothers, you're labeled as being toxic masculinity. Although in this current climate, in this current system, it is very important to empower brothers, because the system is geared towards destroying our mentalities, because we were ordained by the Father to be the leaders, to be the head of households, to be the head of communities, the head of armies. If you destroy the man psychologically, everything crumbles. The leadership is completely destroyed. So I find these particular videos quite important. Now, I want to talk about knowing your importance as a righteous man, understanding your value, because throughout this system that we're living in, this system of feminism, this system of media manipulation, this programming, it has made it so a lot of brothers have a lot of shortcomings. And the way we see things, the way we view things are unnatural. The way we carry ourselves. And it makes it so we are falling victim to seducing spirits, to Jezebel spirits, to the succubus spirit. These things are overtaking man as we know it because of our programming. For years, from day one, brothers, from the time they were hitting puberty, were watching porn. It was brainwashing them. Now it's to the point where a lot of men can't go a day without that succubus spirit whispering in their ear and filling their body with lust, to the point where they're relinquishing and vanquishing their powers to these seducing spirits. And it's made us docile, fellas. It's made us docile. It made us lose the natural attraction, the natural ability to discern women. The whole book of Proverbs speaks about the Jezebel and the wicked woman, how they can entrap you and put you in snares and destroy your life. In this current moment, we only can see what's in front of us. We don't look beneath the surface. We don't judge or test the spirit because of all of these carnal desires. We've been hit with a barrage of carnalities. So it's a lot that we got to go against, fellas. Now I want to talk about knowing your value. According to the Bible, in the last days, it would be pure gold to come across a righteous man. And we're living in those days. Now, what are the components of a righteous man, quote unquote? Well, let's see. A righteous man is a man who is providing for his family, a man who is fruitful in his works, a man who is honest, transparent. And I know a lot of women can appreciate a man who have these qualities, because look at it right now. Look at the current dating world, the climate. You got all these brothers who are liars, playing games, to the point where a lot of our women, they giving up. They go into other nations. They go into other women. And It's total dysfunction based on that one component, that brothers are not being transparent. Not only are brothers not being transparent, but they're not being transparent with themselves. If you're a man who knows yourself and know that you're a man who cannot deal with one woman, at the very least, have the honor and ethics and code of conduct about yourself to keep it real with these women. At the very least. Let it be an agreement at the very least. But you got a lot of men out here who are deceitful because they only want one thing. And they're going to go through any lengths and any measures to get that one thing. That just has to stop. That's destruction to us. But let me not get sidetracked. Let's talk about knowing your value as a man. A lot of ladies out here who are married, I need y'all to understand this. And I need you brothers to understand this. For brothers who are out there on a daily grind, going to work, doing their 9 to 5, grinding hard. Trust me, I know, because I grind hard every day. We deal with a lot. And I need all the ladies watching this to understand what we deal with as men. Brothers get injured on the job. Brothers put their bodies through turmoil and pressure. Brothers are dealing with people they don't want to deal with. Brothers are compromising every single day at a job force, trying to stay motivated, continuing to hustle day in and day out. So the woman and the child, the family can have food on their table. Ladies, you have to learn how to be very appreciative to that, because a lot goes into that. And that is love, ladies. A man doesn't necessarily have to come out and be the lovey-dovey type. I love you this and I love you that. Baby this and baby that. Every man is not built that way. But what's showing love is that man getting out of that bed early in the morning, crack of dawn, getting up, taking care of his business, handling what he needs to handle. And so his family can be straight. That's love. Love is an action. So just a bit of advice to ladies out there. Show some respect, show some admiration to brothers who are doing this. You know, you have to appreciate that. You know, if you appreciate that, you will learn the importance of having a hot meal on the table when he gets in, having the house clean and squared away, having the kids squared away. You will understand the importance. That's your position, that's your role, that's order. And, you know, I'm not sure who that message is across, because I know a lot of people on my channel, y'all probably know these kind of things, but somebody needs to be reminded. But fellas, you got to understand what you're doing in this system, how you're working, how you're grinding. That'll stop you from being so forthcoming with handing your money away to these random women. Straight up, let's be real. A lot of brothers are tricking, paying for sex, buying all these women drinks, trying to be somebody, trying to show what they got. That has to stop. I mean, I remember growing up in my era, during my time, if you was doing stuff like that, you was labeled a lame, you was labeled whack, all of that. And now at this current moment, I understand why that's whack. Because here it is, you're getting your hard-earned money. And even back then, brothers was risking their lives to get a paycheck. So for you to, or not even a paycheck, to get a street check, brothers was risking their lives to get some bread. So for you to take it and spend it on prostitutes and spend it on women, you were looked at as a simp, as a lame, as a trick. And you were just looked down upon brothers in the streets who were respected. But even now, you brothers are doing the same thing, going out, you know, working, grinding hard, hustling, putting your body through problems, doing all of this stuff at work just to give your money up to a woman who don't really even want you for real, just using you for resources. Like, understand your value, understand the work you put in, understand who you are. Now, all of the things I just spoke about are just things that's on the existential level, on the surface, carnal level. But spiritually, brothers, you got to understand your worth. You got to understand on a spiritual level. Understand the value of your seed, your child. Brothers, we build nations with our seed. The seed comes through the man. I know every time an athlete make a touchdown or win an award, they thank the mama, right? I like to thank my mama. If it wasn't for your daddy's seed, you wouldn't be who you are. You wouldn't be physically who you are. You wouldn't have the strength you would have. Your daddy is what made you. See, the woman acts as an earth. She is the earth. You could take any kind of seed. I don't care if it's an apple, peach, whatever kind of seed. You can plant it in any kind of soil, whether it be fertilizer, organic potting soil, or dirt, mulch, whatever. You're going to get an apple tree or a peach tree if you plant that seed in that soil. So the woman act as the egg. That seed is your child. Even when they go to Maury, they do a DNA test. Maury tells you the baby is 99.9% yours based on the blood. It's actually 100%. They just throw that 99.9 to throw you off. But a baby's blood, 100% comes through the dad. Bloodlines and nations are built through you, fellas. Respect that. Respect who you are spiritually. Respect the fact that you are a spiritual person. You are in the spiritual realm. The Most High made you a soldier, a warrior for him. He decided in the heavenly realm to make you a man for a reason. He decided to make you a man to be his warrior, to be his soldier. And it's no game out here. And it's definitely a spiritual battle that we facing as men, as soldiers. It's not a carnal battle. I don't care how many guns brothers store up. I don't care how many canned goods or post-apocalyptic thoughts you got. It's a spiritual battle. And if your spirit ain't right, you ain't going to survive. Things are going to happen on a biblical proportion, on a supernatural level in this day and age. So spiritually, brothers, you got to be armed. You got to know who you are. You got to maneuver in wisdom. You got to know where you're headed. You got to know which side of judgment you're going to be on, because you're leading. And that's what you got to be, fellas. You got to understand how valuable you are. And I know it's almost cliche to have these type of talks to other brothers when so many men are focused on tearing each other down or competing with one another. The time for that should be over. Real men have to stick together. Regardless of our differences, we all going to have differences. But it's toxic masculinity when we let our testosterone get in the way from building. That's toxic masculinity. It's toxic masculinity when we allow the porn industry to degrade and destroy our women and to destroy the mentalities of young men coming up. That's toxic masculinity. When we allow our temptations to guide us opposed to our spirit, that's toxic masculinity. But as men, we got to follow just key components. Key components, brothers, that's in that Bible. Love your brother like you love yourself. Love your brother like you love yourself. Now, if you disagree with something as a brother, you don't want the next man to disrespect you, correct? If you disagree with something, you don't want the next man to disrespect you or come for your throat, correct? So you got to treat people the same way. You know, if you feel like you're disagreeing with something, you got to learn to humble yourself and show humility. That's what it's all about. And that's what I wanted to talk about. Just knowing your value as a man. Because once you know your value, the way you move in this system, the way you move in the dating world, the way you move with women is going to totally change when you understand how worthy you are as a man. You are going to literally be declining certain women. You're going to be declining them, fellas, because they're going to understand that, okay, this man, he knows. He already knows his value. He already knows who he is. And if a woman can't understand your value, she is not meant for you. But the real women with self-respect, dignity, and respect and admiration for a real man, those women are going to cleave to you in these days and these times. Understand your value as a righteous man. And this goes for righteous men out there. Every man ain't no righteous man. This is what it is. And some brothers have some of these components, but they're still wicked as hell. So, just giving you an idea if you're on the right track as a brother. I hope this video really helped you out, edified you. We will be going live this evening, today, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, somewhere around the late night. Well, I'd like to thank y'all for watching this video. Y'all have a blessed day. With that being said, shalom and peace.